What's up guys, Jody here. I've got a really interesting one for you today. So since I do a lot of traveling, I wanted to go over what I carry in my bag. A lot of YouTube videos out there that goes over what people travel with, what people pack with. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to go over with you guys what I carry around with. I'm going to do this as I pack up my bag for the next trip that I'm going to go on. So without further ado, let's see what I've got in my bag. Okay, so now let's start it off. I've got everything laid out in front of me here. First thing I want to start off with, most importantly, is the iPhone. So I use an iPhone X. I find the video on it, the audio on it, the processing power on it. It's obviously a great premier phone. Works really, really well. I use this for all my mobile video capturing. Now right now I have a Canon camera that I'm using to capture this video, but for the most part I use my iPhone. It works really, really well. The thing is, with the iPhone, you need something to put it on. So I found this awesome tripod. It's called the iGrip, or sorry, iClip. You can get it on Amazon. I'm going to link everything down below so that you guys can have a look and grab stuff if you need it. But basically, this is a three-piece tripod. So it unscrews, and it lets you have the stand. It has the cell phone holder, which goes on the top, and then it has an extension piece in the middle, which you can expand, which is really great. So you can get nice clean shots when you're on your own and you're using the phone and the grip at the top. So that's first number one. So this all gets packed into an Amazon Basics case. So I found that these Amazon Basic cases are awesome. The problem I run into sometimes, though, is I try to put too much stuff in it. So since then, I've actually upgraded a new backpack to carry everything with it. The backpack that I'm now using is the anti-theft backpack. Again, I'll link it down on Amazon, but what's great about it, pockets inside. It's got a laptop sleeve that I can slide my laptop into, and some pockets down below. That's a good point. The laptop that I use is a MacBook Pro. It's a 15-inch. It works great. It does all my editing. Battery power on it is awesome. It slides right in here. So that's the backpack. This is the Amazon Basics thing. So now the Amazon Basics case has got lots of room for me to put in this foldable tripod, so it goes down really small, which is something I really wanted to find. Now I also carry a second tripod with me, which is kind of interesting. The reason being is sometimes you need a second shot, like so if I have a different angle that I want to get, but I want to capture it at the same time, I use my backup iPhone. This backup iPhone can sit over there, it can do a time lapse, it can do all of that stuff that you want it to do, but most importantly, it can hold lights. So I have these small little Amarin lights. They're rechargeable. They're really good. A lot of other YouTubers use them. They're great. They can light you from different situations, because when you are on the go, lighting is super difficult to get, especially when you want a consistent look and feel. So they pack down. They come with gels, which are also amazing. They're great. You just clip them on. They have these little magnets on the fronts where you can just clip those things on, and then you can change it to whatever color temperature you want. And they come in these great little carrying cases. So I have two of these. I find that two is usually enough. I also have a bigger light that I'm using right now for this shot, but a nice big fill light. And the reason I use so many lights and not just the background is because I travel with this. And what is this? This is a portable green screen. So a lot of times when I'm doing videos for clients and when I'm doing videos on the go, it's important to have a background that's suitable. You don't want something distracting. You don't want a shot of a street, for example. And since it's on the iPhone, I don't get a shallow depth of field. So what ends up happening is you have a lot of distraction back there. I like the background that I have, so I have a stock photo of the background, and then I use this this green screen. I'm actually going to show you this green screen here. So if we stand back here, you guys can see me back here, this thing actually pops open, and it's a giant green screen. So if I fill up the whole frame, you can see I've got my green screen here, and it actually has a little thing on the back. It slides on the back of a chair, so you can set up your screen, and let's move it into place, and there you go, full green screen. So then this thing, if you want to fold it back up, you can take it and fold it like a taco, and away you go. And you now have it back in its little case. So this fits perfectly in my suitcase, my little carry-on. It's not too big. There's a 56 and a 52-inch model. I went with the 56. I probably would end up going with the 52 if I had to do it again, just making it a little easier to travel with. So that's the green screen. It doesn't fit in the backpack, unfortunately. Everything else is really just for when I'm on the go. So a couple other things that I have in my bag. I have earplugs. This is great for sleeping on planes. These are really cool. These are the gel plugs. They're Max silicone earplugs. They're the best ones that I've found that aren't in the ear kind of earplugs. They basically are a putty. You put them in your ear, and they don't fall out when you're sleeping. So since I'm using a MacBook, I am also on dongle life like the rest of the world. I have 3 cables I carry with me. I carry a USB-C to Lightning, which I had to buy separately, thanks Apple. I have a USB-C to USB-C, and then I have an HDMI cable. This is more for those Netflix when you're staying in hotels or Airbnbs and you want a bigger screen. I carry myself a little Crotech USB-C to HDMI adapter. I have one other cable here, which is a micro USB cable. I use this for my Kindle. I just find that it's easier to connect with that, and there's a lot of devices that I have that use this connector. So I don't want to use up one of my USB-C ports with adapters and stuff like that. But on the subject of adapters, I have a bunch of little dongles. So these are small little adapter dongles that I've bought for my MacBook. Show you here. They are USB-C to USB-A, which I found is super important when you're on an airplane. All the airplanes only have USB-A, so you need to be able to convert. I have another one which is USB-C to Lightning. So again, if you only have one cable, you need to be able to adapt it to anything. And then I also have a USB-A to USB-C, so if someone else has a cable that I need to use, I can use that as well. And finally, I have my headphone adapter dongle for my iPhone, which honestly I never use because I use AirPods. AirPods are great. They connect super easy. Their battery lasts a long time. They're very easy to put in and out of your ears. Works really, really well. I did another video on the sound quality of them, but what I found, the sound quality of them wasn't as good as I needed it to be. So what I ended up doing was buying a field microphone. Now this field microphone does 90 degree and 120 degrees. So 90 degree if you're talking directly to somebody, or 120 degree if you're trying to open it up to catch more people. It's adjustable. It's quite lovely little microphone. Really ups the video or the sound quality when you're recording. And I've got a windsock that goes over top of it. I found that this works best when I'm in situations where there's a lot of noise around. The audio canceling on the iPhone, pretty good, but this really just makes it much, much easier. So I've got that as well. Other things that I have in my bag, I have the Anker fast charger USB-C charger. I find this especially for the iPhone X, when you've got 10 minutes, you can plug in, you can get 30 or 40% battery power, which is amazing, and they can keep you going longer throughout the day. I also have the Apple one. Now I bought a USB-C charger off of a Kickstarter that had USB-A imports on it. I thought it was going to be great. The problem with it is it's not long enough. So one of the other things I like to travel with is an extension cord. Super easy to get. It's really nice to have, especially if you're working in a cafe and there's a plug over there and you need to sit over here. So it's nice to run a little extension cord between the two. The MacBook one with the longer USB-C cable, as well as the extension cable that comes on the end of this thing, is super valuable for that. Gives you that extra little 2-3 feet that you might just need. Last couple things that I carry with me, I have these port protectors that I put in all of my ports, my USB-C ports and my headphone jacks. The reason I put these in here is because my bag is constantly, or my laptop is going in and out of my bag all the time. It gets a lot of dust in there, and if you've used USB-C before, you find that you find that your ports get clogged up too easily, so it makes it very difficult to get those connectors to adhere properly. Really tricky. And then the last two things, got to have some chapstick just to keep the lips nice and clean. And finally, a battery pack. So this battery pack goes into this anti-theft backpack that I have. The backpack is awesome because it opens up from the back, but it has a port on the inside with a USB cable so that if you're traveling around, you can charge your stuff in your pocket, which is super, super helpful. So this usually goes in here and it gets locked in the side of the backpack. And that's essentially what I travel with. I can do all my video stuff. I can do all of my management stuff from these items. It's a pretty quick overview of what I do, but it allows me to create video content on the go and not have to worry about not having the right equipment with me. So leave any comments down below if you guys see if anything that I could use that would make my life easier, and if you need any help doing your stuff when you're mobile, because that's really what the whole point of the game is so that you can get out there and you can travel and you can still do some work when you're working on the computer. So thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.